Well, 2 years sure came out in the blink of an eye. Relatively speaking, since it's only been a week here.
Speak for yourself.
Lightspeed, what the hell happened? You look like you really let yourself go.
2 years of waiting for you happened. See, my dimension is synced up with the King-Ohger's, so I've just been
Oh my god, you knocked the fat right out of me. But who are you? Listen, I'm sorry for what I did. Where's my gun? I have no idea what just happened, but I know that it's gonna take me multiple hours to put that together. Oh, but hey! New upgrades! Well then, after the bitter, somewhat happy ending last week, this week, things take a turn through its own multiverse of madness, with a time skip and more turns for this show. So let's take a look at this week's super cosmic King-Ohger. Remember Jeremy becoming king of the Bugnarots? Welp, that's, oh my god, what the hell is that? Oh, it's just the budget increases. Great, I'm paying myself extra dollars, meaning $0 more. Anyway, those bugs, they got that magnifying glass put right to them because a new old threat now looms. Though now that the bugs rest in peace, so too must the world with another peace conference. First up is he may know what the hell is that, Sebastian? Okay, well I guess he really let himself go. How about Tofu? It's Kuroda. Alright, well, I'm sensing a pattern, which means it's time for Morphoon? Well, really, it's Morphonia, but Mofoon has that power. Wait, if Morphonia and Mofoon fuse, do they become Mofoonia or Mofoon? And then we have Shiokata fucking things up. With that, they are greeted by the largest crowd ever! With the kings all here. Wait, where's Jeremy? Oh yeah, he got his ass beat. Also, what's up with these dollar store knockoff of kings? And Morphonia. Well, as it turns out, the kings did some shit. What'd they do? Well... But look, enough about that. The fury of the gods is finally here. As an elaborate entrance for the one and only king of the galactic insects, Dig Dug Dig'em. Yeah, nah bruh, that's a Sorry my guy, I've been calling another enemy faction for a while now. So Burning Form has got this. You know who don't got this though? Kamajim, who's been playing for this team the entire time, but that loser couldn't even stomp out all the roaches. But Lord Diggity Drenched decides to educate Gira on the state of affairs. Cosmic style! Cosmic fury, in outer space. While all this is going on, Gerojit manages to free the kings in prison post-time skip like something out of Gurren Lagann. Again. But yeah, Droopy the Drudge is a being with power cosmic. The universe is his plaything, and he could destroy it whenever he wants. But that would be boring, so he'd rather have the other planets do it amongst themselves. Something all former kings of Shugadam have complied with. And of course, he's not alone. He's got 3 more jesters, featuring Kamajin, taking over each country. But is Gira gonna just let mans play with the planet like he pleases? Nah, Tyrant King is back! And so are our newly fashioned, fresh out of prison kings. Yama with the bleach, the Boski with the gray, Himeno without the wig, and Rita with the fresh cut. Oh yeah, and Jeremy is the king of the slick slide swoop. Each driving back their respective adversaries, and as much hands as Gara and Jeremy throw, Drudge Ditch is completely unaffected, but leaves anyway, as now comes time to have some fun. Oh yeah, so what did the kings do to go to jail? Well, Yama siphoned power from the planet for his new PC. Himeno's fireworks display was so large that it traveled the seas and got everyone lit. And Dabowski made a rig for farming that could and was used as a weapon. Oh yeah, and Rita just wanted a vacation. Reading time! This episode gave us the introduction of a brand new villain faction, their broke-ass abilities, and surpassing the power scales shown previously, with Gira and crew still having the balls hard enough not to waver from this new threat, even with the odds completely not in their favor. And with all that, we still got funny-ass moments and lore sprinkled in. So, you already know where we're gonna go this week. It's another one! A triple week Sonone Suzume Double S Cosmic Edition! This show continues to have great humor thrown in with its sense of scope and grandeur in what was presented. Not only do we see how each retainer would rule their countries terribly, except for Kuroda, who was a straight up G, but we find out just what petty thing each king did to land themselves in prison, which I really need some Toei shorts showing exactly how that happened. I need the visual key. The time skip in general allows for a lot of things to move behind the scenes without being so much of an asshole later on, depending on what character tidbits they end up throwing our way. As we see Gira really manage himself to be king. Jeremy, though short-lived with all of his people, did look like he had their trust enough in their fight against the new threat. But of course, the major turn of events that we have here is the introduction of the Cosmic King of the Galacta Insects, Dagdead, and his jesters. This dude from the previews gave me Zant from Twilight Princess vibes when I first saw him. But he's a mix of that, plus Zeno from Dragon Ball Super, and the Anti-Spirals from Gurren Lagann. This guy is literally a force of nature that shows that he's got not only control of an army of insects, but also over physics themselves. What looked like the return of the Fury of the Gods was just his grand entrance, but with the appearance of several Shoe Gods seen before, like all the Shoe Gods needed for the King-Ohger. Just rocking a neutral black and gray look. It really does make it seem like the King-Ohger Zero is made up of the subservient Shoe God scene, as it was previously mentioned that it was something passed down through the kings of Shugadam, while the ones currently in control of the kingdoms had that human element put into them, and thus how the legend became more accepted as it showed the strength of the many versus the strength of the one. The other thing that we've heard from Dagdead is that all the kings of Shugadam have been privy to his existence and have complied. Meaning Raculus and continuing down the line all knew about what was needed to be done. Though it does make me wonder how they kept those 2,000 years of peace. Because if Dagdead wanted continual infighting, what did he get during that time? Which might be what led to the Fury of the Gods to begin with. There was a need for conflict within the world and no one was doing it. So something needed to be done. And now knowing that the kings of Shugadam did what Dagdead wanted, and with no explainer of what happened to Gira's parents, it's likely that his father was the one responsible for the event in the first place. Since we also do know that the previous sovereign of Gokon didn't want the details to spread and hid herself in the process of concealing the truth, which lends more credence to it being Gira's father. With that major revelation, I could see how Raculus could crawl his way into prominence. Because with the looming threat of Dagdead, if Raculus shows up, he can claim that since he does side with him, there would be no need for people to fear their own doom. But with Gira and the others, they do run the chance of losing, and then the whole planet is done. It makes for a pretty good bargaining chip. Each of the jesters do have their own unique set of skills. Goma, the blue guy, will be the first one up next week, as he has the ability to swap people's bodies. Hillbill, the pink one, is a master manipulator, so she'll likely cause some trust issues in folks. Minongan just appears to be strong. And then, there's Kamajim. Overall, I do like the shakeup, and given the fact that Gira and Jeremy's combined efforts don't even phase Zagdad, it really makes me feel that we're gonna go full Gurren Lagann in this route. Will they make the castle into a giant battleship? Will that combine with the KingOhger? Will they become so large that even other planets can see their fight? Seriously, if they're gonna go that route, that shit's gonna be amazing. One last note, however, is that in that room of the universe, the planet of the KingOhgers was Earth. I figured if there was a time to show that Chi-Q of the KingOhgers and the Chi-Q of, well, actual Earth were different, then this would be the time to do it. But nope. Anyway, this episode actually did the opposite of what Gottschalk's debut episode did. It didn't tell us a whole lot, but from what they showed, what wasn't said is what carried the narrative and the plot forward. But yeah, KingOhger just keeps on hitting. So, what did you think about this week's KingOhger? Dagdad and his jesters, the plausibility of who's responsible for the fury of the gods, and are they gonna pull a full-on Gurren Lagann? Anyway, that's it for me. I will catch you all next time. Until then, bye.